Well, welcome to Meet Tina here. Today, fascinating topic I'm going to talk about is energy healing. Ooh, energy healing? Yes. That was my reaction when I first heard of this energy healing about 20 years plus 20 years ago when I heard about Reiki healing or energy healing. My reaction was like, what is that? And how does it work? Right? You see, most humans do not believe in anything that we cannot touch, physically touch, or feel. But see, we forgot that we are also energy, you see. So when we combine the two of a like energy or two alike components, it naturally works. And we forget that prayers also is a form of energy healing, right? With me today, I have David Blackman. He's a friend of mine, good friend of mine for like 10 years. And he's a compassionate energy healer. Not only that, he also owns a very successful wellness center in Ohio. So let's welcome David Blackman. Hey, David, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, I'm so glad that you come here and talk about this subject because this has been a mysterious topic for a lot of people. And I know you have been doing this for a while, and now you actually have your business in your physical store and very successful in Ohio. So anyway, I wanted to ask you to first introduce yourself and just, I know you offer a lot of stuff. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it today. Does the service that he offers is like trigger point therapies. It's not like a physical trigger point therapies that we get from um therapists, but it's an energetic form. And also Reiki healing with past life reading and Galactivation, which I don't know what it is, as well as an energy upgrade. All right, so I'm going to ask David to elaborate on those healing. All right, David, talk about yourself and then just go into what you need to share with the audience. Thank you.
Okay, well, I've been doing energy healing since about 2009, following my own healing process of having back surgery and having to heal my body. And I asked the universe to bring me amazing people into my life. That was what I put out there. And one after another, I started meeting people to help me on my own healing journey. And I started opening up to energy. And they were like, oh, you're really sensitive. And I had a little bit of ability there. And I had a lot of intuitiveness from my whole life as a kid. So it just evolved into where I am today. And it's so rewarding working with people and opening people up to energy who don't believe it, never heard about it. People just walk into my store, and I some people who are open, I open up their hand so they can feel the energy of the crystals better, and they're like, "Wow, I can really feel it." And I even have some physical things that has nothing to do with me. I can put in their hand, open up their hand, and they start feeling something, and it gets those left-brained people's mind turning, and they're like, "Oh, what is this?" So I
So
love,
you get a lot of non-believers believe
yeah.
in your
Or
wow.
like a couple, one is really into energy, the other one is like doesn't believe in it at all. And then when I open them up a little bit to feel it,
Hmm.
they their significant other gets validation, and then they start scratching their head. I love that. I love that.
Wow, wow. So tell me about your service, David. The trigger point therapy. What is it and how does it work?
Well, my hands are open, and I'm very sensitive. So what I do is I scan the person's body with my hand, and I find the biggest energy blockage, and I start with that. And then I start flowing energy into that blockage. I can pull stuck energy out with my hands, and also, um, and then I talk to the body and what emotion is connected to that spot I'm working on. And with my clairvoyant and intuitive abilities, I can say, okay, this is coming from this. This is the kind of energy that's stuck in there. And then they say, oh, yeah, I totally, that is part of what I've held in. And then once they know, we can help to release it, and I can help separate them from that. And it releases that stuck pain out of their body, and and they get to process that emotion to clear it out at a deeper level.
So you talk to the body, you talk to the
Yeah,
trigger points.
yeah, I talk to their trigger points. I tune into what the emotion stuck in the body is. First, I use my hands with my sensitivity, and I find the worst one. And then I clear that out, talk to it, help um, let the client know what it is so we can release it together, because healing is a two-way street. Both people have to be on the same page. And then I scan the body again and find the next worst spot, and then the next worst spot. And sometimes places are connected, and I systematically go through the body from what their body's telling me they need the most.
Huh. So let's say I'm here, let's say I'm here, I'm in, let's say, for example, just, I'm not, I'm in Thailand.
Yeah.
Can someone from the distance, can you work this kind of service, this trigger point therapies on someone who's out of the area, who cannot see you physically?
Yes, I do that in my distance healing sessions. Okay, the trigger point part of it, yeah, find I can do that. I can find the spots on their body. I use kind of like a surrogate body, like I can put a pillow on my lap, and I can say, okay, this is the head, this is the feet, and I can scan and find major areas and talk to that stuck energy. But then I want to call you on the phone and talk to you
Mm.
about it, because um, that's part of the process as well. So the trigger point therapy works better in person, although I do that in my other energy healing, distance healings all the time. Um, but So you can do it, but the trigger point is a little more effective in person, I would say.
Okay, so with the trigger point therapy, how would it help your clients or anyone? What is it for? I mean, people heard trigger point therapy, they probably don't understand what it is. You say remove blockages, but how can a person life change after they receive your service like this?
Well, people have pain in the body, so it could remove some of that pain. But a lot of people who have pain in a shoulder and it keeps coming back, well, they're not releasing. Well, maybe they're getting a massage, or maybe they're getting acupressure, but they're not removing the emotional stuck energy. So therefore, it keeps coming back. Where when you talk to the body, release the emotional aspect of where the root cause of the pain, then you can clear that pain for good.
Okay, that makes sense, David, because we are multi-dimensional being, right? We have a physical form, mental form, and then we have energetic energy that usually lingers on with us for a long time. So this would make sense now to me from your answer. So
Yeah.
let's move into the second service that you do is Reiki healing with past life reading, because that's fascinating. A lot of people are intrigued by the past life. How does that work, and what most people would just offer Reiki healing from what I know, but to do Reiki healing in
Yeah.
combination with the past life, why is that, and what is it good for?
Well, I had my first past life regression with you, Tina, in 2012.
Long time ago. This is how long we met, guys. As
Mhm.
some of you know already, I'm a hypnotherapist as well as being a neuromuscular therapist. What I used to hypnotize so many people back then. The reason I haven't done much now because I guess I'm still doing it. But I haven't promoted myself. I moved, my life changed. But anyway, that was fascinating. Your past life regression. That was amazing. That's how long we met. And I
Yeah.
know that's why I know he's an amazing healer. He has always been that way. So yes, let's go on with that.
So
With the
that's part of my story. Is I did some past life um, regressions with you, and then we practiced doing short little 10-minute ones, in your healing room that you had with multiple people. And so we
right.
did quick little 10-15 minute past life tuning into our past lives, and I got really good at it. And so and I've had many other past life regressions, so I totally understand how it works. And then so now, instead of having to hypnotize somebody, I just tune into their past life for them, for whatever their timeless self wants them to know in the moment. So I just go into past life and I look at it and I start telling them the story of what I'm seeing intuitively, and it always relates to what they're going through in this life, and it's very healing, and it can bring up some things that people don't realize about themselves, understanding of why they're going through this lesson, other lessons that they've accomplished. So as you know, it's amazing. So instead of putting the person who's never done it through it, I do it myself.
Good. Because I noticed that some people who's very kind of like left brain or a lot of thinking, very mental and worry a lot and stress a lot, it's very hard for them to kind of relax and go into a regression. So with you offering this service and doing it for them, I think that it's actually can be quite beneficial and can help them a lot. I never asked you that question. When you had a regression back then, David, has it changed your life? Has it helped you a lot? I never asked you all that.
It was it was amazing because I went into a past life in Lemuria where I went under the sea. I met a mermaid who introduced me to a merman who took me to a castle, who took me to, and then I went into the castle, into the dungeon, and I found a little green man who was stuck in the cage. He told me how he got there, and basically I said, you said, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to let him out of the cage. And when I let that man out of the cage, he turned in from an old, shriveled up man to a young, powerful, youthful Adonis. And it was an amazing energy shift in me. And it was just like bringing out my confidence and my true ability from how I put myself in the cage. It was all symbolic,
Yep.
but there was an energy shift within me,
Wow. Wow.
more
This
possibilities.
Yeah, you're right about that. These are all symbolics, they are metaphor. It's a reflection of our own energy, you know. So that symbolize you coming out yourself, or it's telling you what's to come in. I remember when I met you, and I can feel your energy right now. It's totally a different person. David, you're like so empowered with yourself and confidence. I remember back then you even have a hard time talking like this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, for sure, especially on camera. And
Yes. Mhm.
that is literally what I do in my sessions is that I empower people. I empower people. I show them how important it is to love themselves so much that all the things happening in their life doesn't even matter.
It's
That
through your own experience because you now can speak like amazingly. It's just I remember you were so shy back then. You barely talk. What a different energy you got. Bravo, thanks to that green man who came out, right?
that's right. That's right.
Awesome. So the next one is an energy upgrade. What is that? You're talking about going into the families, you know?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? Mhm.
Yeah. So I do a chakra balancing, which I just open up all the stuck energy in all the main seven chakras, and I work on the higher chakras, the ninth, the 10th, the 11th, and 12th for certain people because everybody's at a different place. So
So
I
with the higher chakras, why higher chakras? Sorry about interrupting you on that, but that's
well
mhm,
the crown chakra, the seventh, is the ability to see the big picture in your life, right?
mhm.
But the ninth chakra is connecting to nature and the planet. And that is how you raise your vibration the most, is tuning into nature's frequencies that have been working for billions of years on the planet. And when you tune into those nature frequencies, align yourself to something that is extremely successful. Nature is extremely successful. It learns every year from its mistakes, and it just becomes more abundant. So I work on that. Those higher chakras connect you. The next one up, 10, connects you to the solar system. The one above that connects you to the galaxy. The 11th and the 12th is the whole universe. So
Okay.
when you start operating from universal time, you get really in sync, and you raise your consciousness.
Wow, okay. We're gonna talk about later on. So back into the for regular people, you know, let's say if their chakras are not open.
So I open up their chakras, And as I do that, I intuitively go into their inner world, and I see it in terms of earth, air, fire, and water. So I see their air element in their body, and it's how your mind works. So I tell them how their mind is working, and then we can make an adjustment to their inner world, and we can make things flow better, make their mind be more beneficial. And then I go into their heart, and I see them diving into a river. And the way they do that in my clairvoyancy, in my mind's eye, tells me everything about how they deal with relationships. And so then I get them to start to swim, or to move through those waters in a more beneficial way. And I go into their earth, and I see them walking down a path. Some people are carrying a lot of other people's baggage, and they're trying to pull themselves down the path because they have so many people holding on to them. And I talk to them about loosening their load so they can walk more freely. And I go into their fire, and some people have some little flickers of flames, and some people are walking into a big giant flame. So it's like their passions and desires, and it's just my way of seeing exactly what's going on with them. That's what I do in the very beginning of the session.
Wow, that's actually fascinating, David, with that elements that you work with. So we're consistent with those elements anyway. That's our natural elements.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating. You're looking at that. Well, I like that one.
In the beginning, that was my way of using my inner vision to like read people, right? And then
Mm,
as it's developed, because in the beginning you get a symbol, and then you're like, oh no, I got to figure out what this means.
yeah,
Then as your intuitive abilities get better, then you get a symbol with a little bit of information, and then you get even more information, a little more information, and one little flicker of something tells you a whole bunch as you open up more and more. So,
right.
so now
Wow.
what I do.
So the last one, Galactivation, is that what it's called? Hmm.
But before we get to that, I am I would say I'm the best at tuning to people's family patterns that have been passed down from generation to generation. So in my sessions, I always tune into the mom side, if appropriate, the mom side, the dad side, and not just their parents, but their whole family line. And what are the major patterns coming from that? Because when we're little babies, when we're born, all the stuff that our parents haven't cleared gets dumped onto the new baby, and it's the
Right.
baby has to figure out how to clear a lot of that stuff and look at their parents and be like, oh, I see all the things about you that just aren't any good, and I need to release that. And so many, and it's so hard to do.
Wow, wow.
And
So
that
I
took,
think that could be quite emotional. Do the clients feel the effect of it right away when you do this kind of removing the, I would call it generation pattern
mhm,
or ancestrals, right?
yeah. And but we do it together. So I give them techniques on how to separate themselves from those patterns. Some of those patterns are so ingrained, even like brushing your teeth. You could be brushing your teeth and be like, oh, I'm doing this just like my mom. Well, I help them have the ability to recognize those patterns in live time and say, oh, this is not mine. This is from there. And then they can do something different and change the way, because that's how you really get rid of the patterns, is turning on the light so you can see the patterns in live time when they come up, so you have the ability to make a new choice. That is
Mm,
really release those patterns.
wow. These are usually like a negative patterns, right? You know, like the self-belief of I'm not good enough, or
Mhm.
like self-esteem issue, the confidence
Yeah,
issue.
or how people treat you. And if one person in your life is treating you one way, and you see that at a deeper level, and the next time they try to treat you like that, you say, no, that's not going to happen this time. And you change your boundaries. That is how you release those generational patterns off of you,
Yeah.
by recognizing it and saying, nope, I don't want that anymore, and changing.
Mm. Well, the I know the common patterns like in Asian country is like, well, money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
So, it makes it a belief that, it's hard to earn money. You have to work hard. And you see like a lot of people in like, especially in Asian culture, they just work, 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 and never seem to come up above the water because of that belief system in their own parents and the upbringing as well. So,
That's the beauty of the time that we're in right now,
mm,
because what's happening through COVID, we're recognizing that working so hard, when you have a little break from it all and you've been working so hard your whole life, you might say, you know what, this my family is a little bit more important, and it's giving us an opportunity to step back and be like, these are more important.
yes. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. I think that happened. It's like awakening happened to a lot of people, David,
Yeah,
even to myself. I think that's the reason why I'm doing this YouTube.
yeah,
it's, it's, it's funny because I've been pushed to do this for a while.
yeah,
And I just, I've been out of this spiritual path for a while now, and I got COVID, and I don't know why. I just put a camera in front of me and just talk about my healing journey.
yeah.
And that's got me started to do this video. And now that I'm better since beginning of this month, I mean, the beginning of this year, the light bulb just come up like, you got to do this. I just run to people and they're like, yes. And then now I have long lines of people that I'm going to be doing different talks. It's amazing. It's amazing. It just, it just come easy. It's just like, oh, okay. I really love doing this. I'm learning from everyone I talk to. And I love to have the listeners also learn too and find a way to help themselves. Like David here. My God, it's just amazing of everything that you're offering, David. I'm just so impressed. We haven't talked for like 10 years, and this is just amazing what you do. Because I know you've always been gifted, you've always been compassionate. So let's dive into the next one,
Okay.
the Galactivation. I want to know what it is. Mm,
Well, I spent several years of tuning into the star families, the galactic star families, who kind of contributed their DNA into humanity. Humanity is the newest technology on the block, and they say that humans have the highest technology out of all the different alien civilizations, but we're also the dumbest, and we're the lowest consciousness. So
the dumbest. Oh my God. Okay.
it's not that we're dumb, but
No, I know.
live in a lower consciousness. And what that, I like to talk about what consciousness means. It means what can happen, all the possibilities that can happen for humanity. It's kind of like a computer system, like having a Mac computer. It's like an operating system. Okay,
Hmm.
the the possibilities are the lowest things that ever happen in humanity, and the best, and and you can't go any higher or lower. So when you raise your consciousness, the worst things that can possibly happen to you in your life, they go away. And as you keep raising your consciousness, you can't get into these worse horrible situations anymore.
Mm,
Your life doesn't put you there anymore. So
hmm.
so what I do is I channel the different star families, like the Arcturians, the Sirians, the Palladians, the Andromedans, the Orions. And so what I do is I call them into my frequency, and they happily come into my energy field, and
Hmm.
I start radiating their frequencies for those people who want to connect to their star lineage. Because I've been so I can easily call them in, and I can, through my energy, I can send out their frequency so people can start getting more familiar with those higher possibilities of what we can all do as humanity that's encoded in our DNA.
So you are able to tell what lineage that each one of us come
Um,
from this activation?
Sometimes I would say not every time, because
Hmm.
we don't just come from one lineage. We come from several. I know I come from at least five
Mm,
star families, so we're all a mixture of many different lineages. Every human has more than just one. A lot of people,
mm.
this, I'm that, but no, we're a soup of a whole bunch of different aspects, and we could be more connected to one or another. So I can bring in different the different frequencies of different star families, so people
Mm.
can attune themselves to that knowledge or expertise or past lives in those different star systems and learn more about themselves that way.
So what is the purpose of tuning into this in this, you know, your galactic or galactic lineage? What's the purpose of
Well,
that? What's the benefits come out for each person who comes to you?
well, it's another way to help you raise your vibration, your consciousness, because
Mm.
a lot of these beings are high conscious civilizations, and when you are around or you tune into those higher consciousness civilizations, it'll raise your consciousness, and you can get um, skills that you never knew you had can start coming through to you. Intuition that you wouldn't have got without connecting to these star families, connections that you wouldn't have got without tuning into these certain higher frequency beings who are there in service to humanity. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
another way of opening up more possibilities of what your life can be.
Wow, that is actually very powerful, David. Besides doing this for your clients and other people, David, I know some people may want to learn how to. Do you offer any classes or teaching or, sort of like this for people who would like to know how to do it themselves or who would like to do this? There's people who are really into all this stuff and they want to be a teacher or be a healer themselves. Do you offer that, David?
We actually have, my wife just started a school of Reiki. Um, she had tuned about 30 students last year. And so we have a school of Reiki at our business, Starborn Wellness in Ojai. And you can come and get attuned to Reiki. And I can also teach. Excuse
Yeah, get some water. That's a lot of talking for you.
I know, and I can also teach
Yeah.
some techniques on how to tune into past lives, how to clear away patterns, and
Hmm.
I do that too.
And what is the name of your store again?
It's called Starborn Wellness.
Okay. And I'm going to show David sent some of the picture of his store here. I'm going to show you guys uh just a few picture of his store that you may want to see. So David, this is the front of it's called Wellness again. What is it called? Wellness Starborn
Starborn
Wellness.
Wellness.
And what is the address there?
It's 109 East El Roblar Drive in Ojai, Ojai, which
And
means
your contact number?
it is 805 um, 805 212 9678.
Just in case someone wants to contact you. So what is this one in the picture here, David?
Well, this is one of my Nubian energy pyramids that it's there for the community, and you can change it to any chakra color with a remote control, and it'll start clearing out all the stuck energy in your body. It grounds you. It gets rid of the electronic stuff that gets stuck in your body. So it's a meditation pyramid, and I make them custom for people's homes, and I have them in some healing centers in different parts of the country, and it's an amazing way to meditate, to discharge the energy you don't need, and to keep yourself clear. It always keeps itself clear. The energy in there clear. It doesn't pick up stuff from other people.
This is like orgons, right?
Yeah,
We all heard of orgons. This
yeah,
is like to get how we have used this cellular phone, and it just send out all these waves that actually can be very toxins to our body or energetic field, the
yeah.
toxins, correct?
Exactly. It puts electric frequencies that aren't harmonious to the body. So this clears that all off of you.
Wow, okay. And you make this for your clients.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, fascinating. You're amazing. And is this inside your store?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We have
Nice,
crystals.
nice.
We have
What do you have? What do you have offer in your store? What
We
kind of
have
products?
a huge array of crystals. We have homemade stuff from people from the community of Ojai, balms and herbal tinctures, give you good energy without the caffeine. And we have, yeah, a whole bunch of different array of crystals. I make some of those orgone devices, pyramids, and stuff to put under your bed to clear your energy, and so much more. We do healing sessions there. We do sound baths. We have a psychic fair this Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, we do
wow.
um,
Okay.
once or twice a month. We just had a baby, so we're kind of just getting back. We were doing it twice a month. Maybe we're doing it once a month right now. So
Nice,
I haven't.
nice. Well, I'm gonna have to come up there and stop by your store and shows people here, the tour of your wellness center here, David, because you're supporting your local people, creating this natural products too
Yeah.
for your clients. So which is amazing, amazing.
And
Wow, it's amazing, amazing talk here, David. God, you and know a lot of stuff, and I know you're good. You've always been good at what you do. So anything else that you would like to share in this talk here, David, besides what we just discussed about?
well, doing the healing work is just so rewarding, and I get empathic people who are picking up everybody else's stuff, and I have tools that really work to help you separate all those other people's energy and really tune into the present moment, because it's really all about being inside your body. Because when you have traumatic events that happen to you, or you have or doing drugs, every time you that happens, you get pushed off into another reality, a little further and further the from the true one reality that you were born from. So you get disconnected more and more, and what happens is, if you get disconnected too far, you'll end up passing away. And
Wow, you're right about that, David, the disconnection, because so many people get so disconnected to themselves, to their mind, to everything, especially now with the post-COVID.
yeah,
So many people falls into fears and all these like meteors that just promoting these fears a lot. And so what happened, and then life challenges as well. So this what happened, more and more people become more disconnected and become depressed and all that stuff, and they're trying to figure out what to do to bring back your true self, or bring back the happiness and the joy that this their birthright to feel and to be at, just to be joyful, just to be happy. And this is where we are here, why we're here, why I'm here, to share some of these talks and invite someone like David, who has this gift, to share with us in these talks, because it's like, if you can't help yourself, find someone who can help you, who has the ability to help you. It can be like David here, the energy healers, or it can be a therapist, it can be a life coach, or anyone, even as simple as books, or some stuff that you can go into nature. You can even connect with yourself, go work out, do things like that, that really, really healthy to your body, your mind, your emotion, and your energy, and your spirit, your soul. And with that said, David, you got your website?
yeah, it's Starborn Wellness Ojai, which is OJAI.com.
Awesome. But listen, if you don't follow that, I'm going to put in the description here. So don't worry if you don't get it. Anything else? Last word, David, before we part?
Um, I just want to thank you so much for having me on, Tina, and
Absolutely.
will bring a lot of healing to people. Just your frequency, being there, hosting, your smile, um, that is a huge part of the healing work you're doing and awakening all these people. I love you.
I love you. And you know what? Smile is the most important thing. You go out there, doesn't matter what. Smile to everyone, smile to strangers, because your smile also another form of healing, believe it or not, right?
Yes.
Because you open up hearts to people when you smile. And that's why I guess I smile a lot. And we all need to do that. And with that said, oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe, click like. And if you like this channel, this talk show, please share to your friends, share it on your social media. If you're into energy healing, please, share David with the world because he can help a lot of people. And with that said, guys, thank you. Hey, David, it's so great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina.
And talk to you later after we'll meet in person. Bye-bye.